Welcome to my home away from home. Well, actually, it's my home within my home. It is my sewing room, which I'm surprised that I didn't burn a hole through the carpet all the amounts of times over the past 5 months or so that I have just walked back and forth in this room to complete my dream summer wardrobe. Hello and welcome to Dining Creativity, or welcome back if you're returning. Either way, you know I'm so happy that you're here. I'm Rachel Ann and this is my sewing channel. This is my sewing channel fully dedicated to my sewing journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. I am really excited to be here today. This is kind of the culmination of everything I've been working on really the past 5 months or so. I got to sewing my summer wardrobe dating back to late January, early February, because frankly, I was so tired of working with those heavy, dense fabrics for winter. I was so ready to hop on over to the lightweight flowiness of linen, tencel blends, 100% cottons, silky fabrics that were lightweight and effervescent, just all my favorite types of fabrics to work with for the summer season. And I'm happy to report I have quite a bit of different pieces to show you today, 26 to be exact. It has been quite the ongoing journey just getting these pieces out, and overall I am really happy with them. These are pieces that I've wanted for a very long time, which most of them you could probably find in the store, but what's the fun in that? Why would you, go and buy something when you could just make it? Which I did learn an important lesson about that, which I'll have to share in a future video. But these are all pieces that I've had my eye on for quite a long time, but either the fabric wasn't right in the store, the quality wasn't good, or it was a several $100 piece of clothing that my frugal heart just couldn't bear to spend on. So alas, here we are, ready to go through these 26 pieces. The final intro statement I'll make is that I'm going to start with the most recently sewn pieces, and then I'm going to work my way back. As I work my way back, you may notice some pieces that I've already shown on my channel, so I won't spend much time on them, but I'll just pop them up on the screen so you can see what they look like. And you may be wondering, how are you going to wear all of these? I've always been the kind of person where I wear my stuff. I don't need an excuse to dress cute, so to speak. I enjoy wearing all the garments that I sew, no matter what. And it's okay if somebody thinks that you're too dressed up for grocery shopping or insert whatever, when in actuality, all you're wearing is a cute top and shorts, or maybe just a cute sundress. I just am not of the belief that you need to hold on to clothing and only bring it out at certain times or for certain events. Especially when you're sewing your garments, it's a great excuse to just sew up cute things that bring you joy and help you to feel like yourself. Okay, so I'm done with my tangent there, but just want to put that out there. Most of these I've already been wearing. So here we go. Let's just jump into it. I very much fell in love with all of these adorable eyelet tops I had been seeing pop up quite a bit. Ever since I started sewing, I think Google has trained itself, the algorithm, to then push these articles on cute summer tops and cute summer dresses. And then of course I click into them. The more I click, the more they feed them to me. But every time I clicked into these articles that were fed my way, I would always see some variation of an eyelet top. I used New Look 6678 pattern, left the sleeves off, and widened the shoulder straps. Also refrained from putting the darts in that sewing pattern to be able to create this really cute button down. And then I added the little tie at the waist eyelet top. I cannot wait to wear this one. This is one I have yet to wear, but I am just so excited to put it on. It's so versatile. So whether you're throwing it on with some shorts or a maxi skirt, I can already tell it's going to be one of my go-tos. These next two pieces have already also gotten several wears out of them, both together and separately. Originally designed to be a set, I used Simplicity 9 8605 pattern to make this cute tie up top, and then had to do a matching maxi skirt. Both of this fabric I found at Joann's right before it closed, so it was deeply discounted. I think this was the Draper James, kind of a lightweight linen fabric, if I can recall correctly, but the maxi skirt was self-drafted. I just added a side zip and then put elastic around the waist to make it just stay in place, because if you have worked with linen before, you know that it can stretch out greatly. And even though I had interfaced the front band, I wore it out to go run errands, and I noticed that the interfaced front band without that original elastic had gotten pretty stretched out. So I knew it needed to be doctored up a little bit, and then I just went ahead and added the elastic band to the front piece as well. That's where I'm a big advocate of wearing the garments that you sew, because it does give you that really rich data, especially if you self-drafted something, on whether or not it's going to work and be successful, or if it needs some alterations or some tweaks. So as soon as I wore it out for maybe an hour or two and noticed that that waistband had stretched out, the elastic was on the back portion, but I realized the elastic also needed to be on the front. And ever since I made that quick modification, stitched in the ditch to hold the elastic down, it's been perfect since. Oh my gosh, who doesn't love anything gingham really, but especially black and white gingham? It is so traditional, just such a cute print for the summer. It just makes me want to go to a picnic, but really it's a top I can wear anytime or with any bottom. I tried it on with a long white maxi skirt and it's so cute too. Would you believe it if I told you that these were originally Ralph Lauren pillow shams that I found at the thrift store? They were in mint condition, 100% cotton, had the Ralph Lauren tags still on them, and I just knew I hit such thrift store look. I knew I hit such thrift store luck. I immediately came home and used McCall's 7946 pattern. I also found the white denim shorts at Target. Of course, it was one of those random, got to run in for one thing, peruse around the clothing section, and lo and behold, found the cutest little pair of white denim shorts, which you just can't go wrong with some classic white denim shorts. So that's where I got those from. Moving on, this is kind of a two-parter. I'm going to show you the first, which was a toile that I made from this light pink and white floral bed sheets that I found also at a local thrift store. And I am so glad that I whipped up this version. It's a modified McCall 7946 pattern. I've been really fond of that pattern this year. I find it to be so versatile, and if you want anything gathered on the bodice, it is just such a great pattern to use for that little elasticized bodice dress that the pattern obviously tells you that it will make. Super cute pattern though. You probably heard me talk about it before if you've been here before, but I'm just very much into it right now. I did my first version of this tie bust dress. That's really what I was going after. I wanted the sleeves to tie. Learned so much from making that toile and realized I need to make that top extra sturdy. So when I went back and did the actual dress version, pictured here, go ahead and we'll show it to you. I'm so thrilled with it. That fabric was also discounted last chance from Joann Fabrics before they closed. And I'm thrilled. I'm really thrilled. I lined the bodice just to give it that additional kind of sturdiness to it, and then used bias tape along the armpits, along the arm openings, just also again to make it more sturdy. That was the main thing I noticed with that original toile, is that yes, it is wearable, but it just doesn't feel well made, so to speak. So with this next one, I took my time and really created what I think will be a long lasting piece to add to my wardrobe. But I've seen these dresses everywhere this summer. There is one pattern that if you want to make a dress like that, the one I found that I was so close to buying it's called the strawberry shortcake dress. and it is by a creator named So Bake Make, I believe. So I just want to give that pattern a big shout out. I've heard and seen it's very highly rated. Again, it sat in my cart for a while, but then I realized, you know what? I think I can probably make my own rendition. Although I like hers better in some respects because of the dropped waist aspect and how she has it set up so that you're actually sewing that layer around the bodice of the skirt. But you know what? For my first try making my own version of a tie bust dress, I'm okay with it and I'm happy with it. So I'll keep that sew bake make pattern on the back burner, but just wanted to share it with you in case you're interested in making a dress like that. A while back, I had also found a Butterick 3904 vintage pattern. I have to look down here because it's here at one of my local thrift stores, and was just wanting an excuse to make it. And I had this cute, lightweight poly blend purple fabric that I was able to whip it together. Of course, you know I had to do my modifications. I didn't want to put buttonholes down the front of this particular dress and really was kind of going more so for a bohemian style, almost gladiator-esque type vibe, and I feel like I achieved it. I think it's a super cute little dress to throw on and go. Again, non-fussy, there's not a lot to it, and it was pretty straightforward to sew up. So I'm happy with that one. I added extra elastic bands around the midsection because I found that the original version that I had sewn up, it only called for, I think, a 1/4 inch elastic piece around the midsection. It wasn't wide enough, and so it ended up looking really odd on me. But once I added those other 2 rows, I was super happy with it. So then I also made this yellow floral new look dress, fully lined. I'll put that pattern up here on the screen. I just don't have it right in front of me. And if I stop recording, I'm just gonna spontaneously combust because I have so much to get into today. So you should see it on the screen. The jury's out on this one. For whatever reason, I think it's the fabric. I'm just not into it. The fabric I had picked up from Joann Fabrics, it was so inexpensive that at the very least, I figured I could use it to make a toile. The fabric is sheer, however, and so the dress needed to be lined so that you couldn't see everything through it. And I just, eh, it's the only one that I made this season that I just feel like the jury's out. It's okay. I don't love it though. These other pieces I love. This one, it's okay. So we're going to see what happens. I may end up actually turning it just into a spaghetti strap top and see how that goes. I may have to kind of revamp a couple things, but I figured I would at the very least show you because it is a super cute dress style. I have some denim, lightweight denim fabric that I will eventually use for it, and I think that'll be super cute. This next one, I'm bringing it back for a reason. It is McCall's 6740 pattern. It is a vintage shift dress pattern. I had originally sewn this one up probably a year or 2 ago, and I never wore it, and I could not figure out why until I went back and looked at it with fresh eyes a month or 2 ago and realized it needed to be hemmed. It was too long. I'm shorter, on the shorter side, and with the dress originally being past my knees, and it's kind of a little bit baggier or looser fitting, I should say, it just didn't look right on me. So I went ahead and hacked about 4 or 5 inches off of it, and now I'm obsessed. But overall, it's so cute, and it's so easy to sew up. If you're looking for a quick and easy project, that one is perfect. It's really, if I remember correctly, 2 darts down the front and then just the cute little side slits. But how classic and traditional is a shift dress? They are the best. There's a first time for everything, and this was my first time working with synthetic crocheted fabric. This was fabric I had scoped out at Joann's and just had my eye on it. I mean, I would go back every week or two once I found out that they were closing, probably every 2 to 3 weeks, I would pop in there to see if that crochet fabric had finally been marked down. And one time I popped in and it was marked down. I think it was either 50 or 60% off. And I snagged the end of bolt because it was almost completely gone. Somebody else had gotten to it, which I don't blame them. It's super cute. But this is my first time working with a synthetic crochet fabric, and it was very nubby to work with. It wasn't really a smooth sew as you could, expect. But overall, I'm super happy with how it did turn out. I have always loved a kind of retro inspired crochet dress, and this one just made me so happy. It is somewhat inspired by New Look 6692 sewing pattern in terms of the wide square neck. And then with that wide square neck, I needed to have a tie so that the straps don't fall off when I'm sitting down. But ultimately, I ended up self-drafting it. So it was kind of a risk to take, first time working with that kind of nubby fabric. But overall, I'm thrilled with it. I did go ahead and fully line it. This has been the summer of lining dresses, I'm telling you, but the fabric is not the most comfortable on the inside. And I had to really ask myself, if it is sheer and you can see through it, how likely am I going to be able or want to wear it to feel comfortable if I'm not, going to the beach or something like that? And the answer was, if it's not lined and you can kind of see through it, I don't know if I'll wear it as often as I would like to. So the lining just gives me that added security. Okay, we're going to kind of start easing into some of the pieces that you may have seen before. So I'm going to move through these pretty quickly, but really I just wanted to show you kind of the whole collection and how a lot of these pieces are mix and match. So particularly this next one, it is a white button-down vest. It's McCall's 8478. I love this pattern. It initially fit funky when I sewed a different view several months ago out of a tweed fabric, but for some reason, I think this one was view B. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. It sewed up like a dream. It was a lot of work because it's multi-paneled, it's fully lined, you got to do the buttonholes, all that good stuff. But I'll tell you what, I am so thrilled with it. I can mix and match it with so many things. I think it'll be so cute with that lightweight blue floral maxi skirt. I also have some cute shorts I'm about to show you. And it's so cute with jeans. That's how I've worn it thus far. And it really is adorable. So highly recommend that pattern. Again, McCall's 8478. Then I'm sure that you all remember my vintage tablecloth turned into McCall's 7946. Strawberry print tie shoulder dress. I had so much fun making this one. The fabric just brings me so much joy. It screams summertime. It's going to be perfect for some travel to a hot climate that I will be in. And overall, I'm really happy with it. I still have fabric left over that I'm holding on to, but I had enough fabric additionally to also self-draft this cute little tank top. And I wanted to try something different. I'm very inspired by this website called Farm Rio, and I love all of the details they add into their clothing. And so for the first time, I just took some Ric-Rac trim and sewed it so that it just a little bit of it was peeking out on the front, back, and then the interior shoulder straps. And I'm super happy with it, but this one's going to be so cute. I picked up that little skirt from Old Navy, and it's kind of a linen-like material, but it almost has gotten to the point where I'm going to fill in a couple gaps of my wardrobe with some ready-to-wear garments. I just think that sometimes you have to do that. And so I saw that cute little neutral skirt and had to have it. So I'm really happy with it. I also will not belabor talking about this one, but this is New Look 6692. This was the butterfly linen tinsel blend fabric from Yardblox fabric that had been gifted to me, and I'm just crazy about it. This is one of those versatile dresses that you can dress it up or dress it down. Just It's pictured with heels in this clip that you're seeing here, but honestly, knowing myself, I will most likely just throw it on with some cute flats and some minimalistic jewelry. Just keep it very simple and straightforward. But truly, that pattern is adorable. Highly recommend. There are many steps involved. It's not a quick, 2 hour sew, but it is so worth the end result in my humble opinion. So then this next one is a Kelly green linen-like fabric dress that I made from Simplicity 5681. It is a vintage pattern I found at one of my local thrift stores and fell in love with it. It's rated easy, and I'm here to say it is very easy, but overall, the style of this dress is one that I have gravitated towards for years. I have a Banana Republic dress just like this in white and made out of a dressier material that is literally the same dress. And so I've just been into that simplistic, slightly A-line shape. I do like that this one has a little tie on the back. I think it gives it a little something, but it feels so 90s to me. And so I was really happy with it. I did end up lining it. I'm looking at it over here. And as much as I tried everything, I tried understitching, of course I clipped all the edges to get the lining to lay flat. No matter what I've done, it still sometimes wants to turn inward. And so if you have any ideas on why that could still be happening, please feel free to share. But the pattern pieces were not too small. I just don't know what happened. It's not enough to the point that I'm not going to wear the dress, but it is enough that it kind of itches at my slightly recovering perfectionistic heart. But you know what? I've already worn the dress several times. It's super cute, like I said, just to put with tennis shoes or some cute flats, and it's going to be getting a lot of wear this summer, peeking out, lining or not, which it's really not that bad, but I'm just putting out the imperfections, okay? Just sharing them. These next few are all ones that you've most likely seen before, but these were the earlier pieces that I just couldn't help myself and had to start working on. So we've got the green linen tie top made from McCall 7946. I've shown that shirt so many times on this channel, so I'm gonna just keep on breezing right by, but it's super easy pattern. Love the outcome, thrilled with it, have already worn it multiple times. Then we have the rust colored shorts that were made from Simplicity 9290 pattern. Highly recommend that shorts pattern if you are also a shorts wearer. Then of course I made the green linen shorts, which I also love anything linen, truly, it's just so cute. Then did the self-drafted tie-up vest. That was a quick 2-hour sewing project that was so much fun just to go to town. I mean, I was working with scraps of that beautiful kind of pale lavender mauve colored fabric that I got from my first ever shopping trip, I believe, at Joann Fabrics a couple years ago. And so it was just really fun to use up the rest of those scraps and make a wearable garment. Then, of course, I have the floral skirt, which is Vogue 7254 thrifted pattern, found it at the thrift store. I do not think the pattern is still in production, but I believe you could probably still find it on Etsy if you're interested. But again, that skirt was a vintage pattern found at the thrift store. It's Vogue 7254. Then had to make the matching top. This was a toile that ended up being a very wearable toile out of New Look 6722. I actually kind of want to sew up another version of that New Look 6722 pattern, but we'll see. Then there was the self-drafted pattern mashed plaid dress that is Simplicity 9463 and Simplicity 8330. Super happy with the outcome of that one. Cannot wait to wear it on a specific event I have coming up this summer, although I have already worn it too. Most of these, like I said, as soon as the temperatures get warm, I'm putting these clothes on. And so I've kind of been working my way through all of them, and I really enjoy them. This one you may not remember because now we're going way back to, I believe, February. This was a matching leopard print or animal print silky fabric top and matching skirt set. The top was a very easy Vogue 9242 pattern. I found that pattern also at a local thrift store and just have sewn it up so many times because it's so cute. And then of course I just self-drafted the maxi skirt. Maxi skirts are probably one of the easiest things to self-draft in my opinion. I don't think it's too hard to mess them up, so be empowered to give it a try. Maybe try it on an old sheet if you so desire before you cut into your good fabric, but really it's very easy. Or you can always take the skirt bottom from another pattern that you love and make it fit to create a separate maxi. 3 more to go. You also may remember this really cute vintage tablecloth turned top. You all know, if you're my regular peoples, how much I love working with vintage textiles, especially vintage tablecloths. They really do make the most beautiful, unique pieces. And this one was so much fun to work with. This is Simplicity 9477, one of the most underrated sewing patterns in my humble opinion. I love it so much. Then moving on, these are a little bit darker in color because they were made more so in the late winter, and I think that influenced me, but I am really happy to have them because I wear them all the time. There is a Butterick 6205 Sundress. I originally got the pattern from simplicity.com. I don't think they're selling it anymore, but if you love it, then my go-to recommendation is always just to go to Etsy and see if you can find that pattern on Etsy. But again, that's Butterick 6205, just a cute little tie strap sundress. I did end up taking this one in, and I am so glad I did. I took about 2 inches off of it, and I just think it fits so much better now versus when I originally sewed it up. I almost forgot to mention the Crepe de Chine dress, which I dedicated an entire video to that, but I figured I would at least put it up here as well. It's Simplicity 9326. This is one of those patterns where it could be a special occasion dress, or this is going to be one on the latter part of the summer. I'm going to sew up a casual version. I don't have big plans to get back into my sewing room right away anytime soon because I pretty much accomplished what was on my sewing to-do list. And so I may even kind of start thinking about fall 2025. I'm the ultimate planner over here. I really am, for better or worse. Sometimes life doesn't pan out the way you plan for it to, but at least you got a plan. But this was a little bit of an experience of things actually working out decently with some intentionality behind it. So I'm happy with these summer pieces. Last but not least, I actually sewed up 2 versions of this, but I'm only going to share one in this video. This is Simplicity 9538. It wouldn't be a summer of sewing if I didn't sew up Simplicity 9538, and this is your basic standard black peasant top. I don't know about you, but I am forever on the endless hunt for a cute black top, and then I love a cute, just fresh white top. They're 2 closet basics that for me are so versatile, and you can pair them with so many different things. The black peasant top, let me be honest, it gets wear all the time, whether it's with blue jeans on a little cooler California day or with some shorts, but it's definitely one I'm crazy about, and I'll continue to use that pattern over and over again. Woo! Okay, there we have it. These were my quick review of the 26 pieces, which it just sounds extreme. It really does, but I had so much fun sewing up all these garments. This is the first summer where I didn't feel like I was throwing darts at a wall, or what is that expression? Eggs at a wall. You know what I'm talking about. I wasn't just throwing something at the wall hoping it's stuck. I was pretty intentional. I had a clear direction and purpose. I had some different events and experiences where I really was kind of in the market for some new clothing. And so this is just going to be a fun summer of wearing these garments that I've sewn up. Can't say that I'm gonna be in my sewing room too much for the rest of this summer, unfortunately, but with everything I've sewn up, I'm good with that. The summer, in my opinion, is really my time to live. I'm like a lizard. I like to just lay in the sun, bask in the sun, be at the beach, be with family, going outside to different events. It's just, it fills my cup to get through those long, short days of winter, even though, fireplaces are cozy too. But there's nothing to me like the summertime. And so I'm just really giving myself permission to now kick back a little bit and enjoy what the summer has in store. I would love to hear what you're working on. I would also love to hear if you've worked with any of these patterns or if you plan to give any of these patterns a try to see what you think about them. If you have made it to the very end with me, thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful to you and for you, and am so happy that you're here along my sewing journey. I'm so appreciative when my lovely viewers take the time to comment and just share what you're working on or what you're excited about working on for the summer months. Hopefully this video maybe gives a little bit of inspiration, or maybe you walk away thinking, wow, that girl's insane. But either way, I just had to keep it real with you. I love to sew. I really do. It has been such a passion of mine, and especially creating in general. And sewing has been such a fun outlet. Besides, you get to custom cater your wardrobe to yourself. I will never get tired of that. But anyways, enough talking. I feel like I've talked enough. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. As always, happy creating and sewing, and be well.